next activity for the day, and it's Grouse Mountain. And it's a bit of a fail. We did a really bad job planning this one, which is a bit unfortunate, but we're still going to go up and enjoy it. So the deal here is that there's something called the Grind, which our Airbnb host told us about, that is nicknamed Nature Stairmaster, and it's supposed to be this grueling trail up the side of the mountain, all kinds of random steps, and it's some sort of rite of passage, or a lot of Vancouverites do it for exercise, and they try and get their best time in, and it's this whole thing, but it's closed. And we looked it up on the website, and the website had some kind of comment about weather, and there's still a lot of snow and blah blah blah, and we just didn't believe them. We thought they didn't update their website, which is apparently not true, because when we got here we weren't sure where to go, so we found the marketing and sales office, which is not the right place to go, but Nicole ran in to ask, and they're like, well, it's not open because there's so much snow, they have no idea when it's going to open. So that website was accurate. But there's also a restaurant up there, and we were thinking about doing the restaurant before we found out about the Grind. And basically you take the gondola ride up to the top, and you have dinner, and you get a good view, and then you take it back down. So that's what we've decided to do. Instead of giving up on Grouse Mountain, we're going to go have dinner. We're down in the parking lot looking up at the top, and you can see the gondola, and I can only imagine how grueling the Grind actually would be, because it's quite steep. So we have to go in and find our tickets. Do you know where to go?
Entrance.
Well, yes. Did they tell you where in there to go get our tickets?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna go figure that out and salvage this little mishap. Made it up Grouse Mountain. The gondola ride was 8 minutes, which was a lot faster and a lot easier than the Grind would have been. So I guess we can look on the bright side there. And yeah, there's quite a bit of snow up here. So we're just in the gondola station, I guess you would call it still. And we had an amazing view down over Vancouver and the bay. The guy said there was 41 centimeters of snow up here in the last week. That's crazy. So no wonder the Grind is not open, which is a bit unfortunate for us, because we're going to miss it. Next time we come to Vancouver, we're going to have to do the Grind. So let's get our bearings and figure out what's there to do up here.
I cannot believe there was no Grind, and then I cannot believe there's 41 centimeters of snow. Why are we not skiing? Why must we go to all these resorts and not ski and be taunted by skiers?
You're the one being taunted repeatedly. All you want to do is go skiing, and every time there's a possibility it doesn't work out. Either we could have, or you think we're going to, but then we can't.
That's the worst when I think I'm going to.
Yeah. So we just checked out there's like a chalet at the top here, where the gondola drops you off, and that's where the restaurant is that we're going to eat at tonight. There's another restaurant there. There's a theater showing, I think, a video of, they have a couple grizzly bears up here, and they rescued them, it sounds like. I don't know the full story. I think the video is supposed to explain that. We haven't seen that yet. There's like an outfitter shop here selling mountain gear and all that kind of stuff, and we were a bit annoyed because we saw a few people come off the Grind. We were standing right above the exit to the Grind, where they come up the hill, I guess, and there's a big barrier saying it's closed, and then two people just came out of it. not together even. They were two separate people, and they looked pretty happy to have done the grind. So we're a little bit perturbed, but I don't know. Probably would have been pretty tough, especially if there was a lot of snow and we're not really wearing proper footwear. And we are now trying not to fall here. Nicole was determined to do some hiking around up here since the grind was closed. And so she's brought us to the Snowshoe Trail, which for the most part does not require snowshoes. Just a little bit slippery. So that's where we are right now. And it looks like at nighttime it'll be pretty nice here because they have fairy lights everywhere that they light up. And you can snowshoe here under the fairy lights until 8 p.m. But at this time of year, I'm pretty sure the sun will still be up, where there'll still be quite a lot of daylight. There's Nicole, trying not to fall. It is kind of slippery, and I'm doing the same. I'm trying to balance, not slip and fall, try to think of things to say and video all at the same time. The air is really nice and fresh up here. It's really crisp. It's not too cold. It's about 6 degrees. The gondola driver, pilot, said on the way up. So we both put on some extra clothes when we were down before we took the gondola up. So I think we're both okay. And we're just exploring a little bit. And that's pretty neat.
Look, a skating pond.
Yeah, there's a pond up here for skating.
And the lights would be so crazy
Yeah.
pretty if we are here.
It would be. Nicole is pointing this out. So there's a spot to go skating here, which is closed now. And it's all, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but all those black lines are lights, like fairy lights. It'd be really pretty up here. There's quite a bit of snow. Look at the bridge in front of you and how much snow there is.
41 centimeters. Where are my skis? Well, I need to get skis, and then where are my skis?
Here's a better view of the skating pond and all the lights. You can get a good idea of how much snow there still is up here. They have zip lining here. It looks like that's what this is. Kind of looks like a zip lining spot. Not a very long zip line, but it goes over top of the skating pond. And it looks like they're fixing up the platform here. And Nicole is still hiking around. The trail seems to go around and behind the zip lining platform here. Look at these concrete blocks they have installed here to hold the lines. Where did Nicole go? She got up ahead of me. Good. So we're at a spot now. We've gone past that zip lining platform, and it kind of has a very Zao onsen feel. I'm not sure if that video or this video will make it up to our channel first, but if that one made it up first, then that comment will make perfect sense. If not, then I'll leave you in suspense. But we're up here. It kind of feels like we're in an area where maintenance stuff. There's a lot of maintenance stuff for the ski hills here. Like it looks like there's some big snow making machines over here. I'm guessing that's what these things are. And there's a whole bunch of them here. They look pretty neat. There's some big hoses, and then it looks like it sprays water around the lip of this black machine here. And then it probably just, there's a huge fan in the back that blows it out and freezes it. Pretty cool. And then there's a big reindeer over here. Here is a reindeer. And then some maintenance sheds. So at first I felt like this was an area we probably shouldn't be in, like where they off limits, where they work and store their equipment. But then seeing that reindeer kind of makes me think that this area is accessible to the public generally. But maybe since they're closing down the skiing and they brought all these machines, like this area will become not really traveled by the general public during the summer. I don't know. But it's neat to see sort of behind the scenes a little bit of the resort here. And we're continuing on along this trail or path or whatever this is. And I can see a chairlift tower above or in front of us, and it doesn't look to be operating. So yeah, it's not running. So yeah, we're clearly at like an upper level to the ski resort where you probably can transfer over to a lift that takes you up higher. That's what this appears to be. Here's the start of this lift, and there is another lift that would bring you up to here, I guess. And I can see off in the distance there is one lift actually functioning, and that makes sense. That's what the gondola guy said. Maybe only one run is still open and operational. But we'll see what we find up here. Walking around up here, exploring, and got to a point where we could see an amazing mountain out in the distance. It's called Mount Baker, and it's in Oregon. So we could see all the way to Oregon from here. And now we've come up a little bit higher from where we were at that point, and we're looking for the grizzly bear habitat. And I think we found it. It's right behind me here. There's 2 grizzly bears up here, and we are going to go see if they're out and about. We passed some people a little bit earlier ago, and they said they were sleeping, hibernating. I don't know, temporary hibernation, but hopefully they've come out now. Let's go check it out. Well, we found the bear den, but unfortunately they're not cooperating. We outlasted everybody else that was here trying to get a glimpse. There's 2 bears here, 2 grizzly bears. One's called Grinder, and he's named after the grind. And another one called Bella?
Bella
Kula. Kula is her name, or his name. He was found in Bella Kula, which is someplace north of here. And both were found as cubs. Kula's mother was unfortunately killed by a tractor trailer, and they found the cub at 8 months on a logging road. And the other one, they're not sure. Grinder, they're not sure what happened to his mother, but he was basically going to die if they did not grab him. And they found their way here. Grouse Mountain agreed to set up this refuge for them here, and the federal government, I think, must have helped them pay for this and set this up here. But the stipulation was that Grouse Mountain had to keep them for their entire lives, and they're expecting that they're going to live to 35 years old, and they're about halfway there now. And she said, we were talking to someone here who's associated with the reserve here. She was saying that in the wild, they generally would live till 20, so they're going to have a nice, happy life here. They can't let them go because they've become habituated to humans, and they don't have any survival skills since their mums weren't around to teach them. And apparently they love sleeping because that's what they're doing right now. They won't come out. She said that usually they're out by now. They come out at sunset and they play around out here. But tonight, she says, unusual. For some reason, they're not coming out. So we're going to give up. We are going to go try and catch their movie. There's a movie about them in the theater. And then we have dinner. So I guess that's that. We're not going to see the grizzlies. No. But yeah, it's been really fun up here.
Yeah.
I'm glad we decided to come. We almost were going to just bail after we saw that the the grind was closed.
There was no bailing. There was a lot of cursing and swearing, but there was no
Yeah, you
bailing.
should really,
was not.
you should really control yourself. Jeez. But so yeah, we came up and we walked around. We got to walk around and see some cool spots up here. Saw that mountain, Baker Mountain, Mount Baker, I think, from Oregon.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Crazy.
And then the bear den here is pretty cool. It's just unfortunate that they're sleeping. But we better go make our way back if we're going to catch the video before dinner.
We have had our bread, our drinks have arrived, and now for the main course. What did you get?
I got, what is it, chicken? Farmhouse chicken with a blue cheese bread pudding. I'm not sure what actually enticed me, if it was the chicken or the bread pudding. It looks really good. There's Swiss chard and other vegetables, some root vegetables. How about you? What did you get?
I can tell by the way you're speaking that you just want me to put the camera down so you can...
Pretty much. I just want to eat.
You had that glazed look in your eyes.
Yeah,
okay,
stop talking, more eating.
Spin it around and I will. Okay, I got the sturgeon, I got the Swiss chard, and it has something called, I've never heard of before, that they called farro. She said it's
farro.
Farro. Have you heard of farro before?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Is it something healthy?
Yeah.
That's why I haven't heard of it. So I think she described it as brown rice, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of like brown rice. I hope it's not too healthy.
You'll find out.
Oh dear. Dinner was really good. One of the best things about the restaurant we dined at was this awesome view. The restaurant's called the Observatory, and the restaurant is actually in the shape of a triangle, and it kind of just peeks out behind me. And on one side you have the gondola, and the other side you have the view of the city. Very nice place. Another day, another car to say goodbye to.
Yeah, we had a really good day thanks to the car, and we had a very unfortunate evening last night thanks to the car. Well, I guess that was our fault.
Yeah.
But anyways, today was such an amazing day. I'm really happy with how today went. Other than the grind, which was a little disappointing, but Capilano was like far exceeded my expectations. And the dinner up on Grouse Mountain was exceptionally good. I was surprised by that as well, because a lot of times when you're in that kind of an environment, a captive environment, the food is kind of sometimes subpar. Like they know you're just up there for the view type of thing, and they don't have to worry about the food, but the food was actually really good. So yeah, this was a really good day.
I had a really fun time.
I would recommend everything we did.
I would definitely recommend eating up at the restaurant too, because it was a nice experience. It was really relaxing. We went out for our little snow hike.
Sure.
Light snow hike.
Our little walk around the mountain.
And I think, I don't know, like lunch was really good, but it was kind of on the petite side.
Yeah, could have eaten more.
So when after our hike and our walk, it was really nice to go and relax at the observation.
Yeah, and then take the funicular down, or the gondola down, and come home. So we're here at the budget lot, dropping off the car, and gonna walk home and get to bed, and I have to work tomorrow, and then it's the long weekend. And our last weekend here in Vancouver. So we will see you tomorrow.